Hello everyone, my name is Doug Bond. I'm the President and CEO of Amity Foundation. I want to welcome you all to Amity Foundation's first annual fundraiser brunch. So I first came to Amity Foundation in 1983. The founders, Rod and Naya, and particularly Naya Arbiter, was visiting me inside of foster homes. I was back and forth in foster homes and orphanages, and I was afforded the opportunity to come to Desert Willow, which was a family ranch that we had. I was one of the first children to be there with my father after he was released from prison. And I spent 2 years there with him. I met Regina while I was there, Regina Slaughter. I met Mark Fawcett, who was a 17-year-old that was also there for getting help at Amity Foundation. I met a number of people who have helped lead this work with reentry and family reunification. And then I later was able to go through Amity Foundation myself. I was struggling in my 20s. Naya came back to my rescue again, and a number of people. I had a pretty severe heroin addiction, and I was dropped off on 38th at Grand at our Amistad de Los Angeles campus, and I started going through a process of transformation. And it really changed my life, and was able to really learn how to become a father and a husband and a friend.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Regina Slaughter. I'm with Amity Foundation. I've been a part of Amity Foundation for the last 36 years. We had a really smart, very intuitive, just dynamic director and founder. Her name was Naya Arbiter, and she just had, a heart for this work. She was really just, I don't know, she had magic. To me, it always seemed like magic, and she just knew people and knew what to do, and she was really good at, soliciting people to their stories and giving them a chance and making them feel good and giving them hope and challenging them, and just, really, because that's who cleaned me up. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be sitting here telling this story, because, I was kind of hard-headed and stuck in my own, addiction myself. So first of all, for Amity, we did the demonstration project here in California in Donovan State Prison back in 1990, started in September, and at that time it was just a kind of a twinkle in everybody's eye. There was no challenges or no set way of doing things, and we had to come up with that design. So they ended up letting us have men. They said we had to get all the men to volunteer. They were with us anywhere from maybe 6 months to up to a year and a half, and we had to, provide their services around their job schedule. And so the biggest challenge at that time was, walking the yards and soliciting men to kind of buy into a process and believe that, we were going to make a difference and, come to services and talk about themselves, participate in groups and things like that, because it was a foreign concept to the men in prison. They were used to doing time, fighting, racially segregating themselves with each other, and just kind of hanging out. So we kind of interrupted all of that.
I think Amity is the absolute best at what they do. And I think it's because they bring humanity and dignity into all the services they provide people. Most programs for people coming out of incarceration treat them like cattle. Lowest common denominator. Amity provides the most welcoming family, community environment, and brings so much healing and so much love. And I'm riding with Amity for the rest of my life.
Amity is an example of solutions and a response to homelessness and reentry services in general. Amity has taken the lead in California of not only work inside of institutions with adults, younger people, and women, but also in the community and making a place for people to immediately go to upon release, to engage in a lot of different community organizations that can help with housing and employment. And we have a lot of work to do still.
I think we have several big projects that I'm excited about. Our work with youth is really exciting. We're doing a lot with folks that are the parents of youth, helping them come home, but we got to do more on the front end of helping youth that are at risk, helping youth that are inside of the institutions, and I think it's really important for us to get more on the front end of helping folks, both that are in institutions or coming home. The other thing we're really excited about is building permanent supportive housing. And that permanent supportive housing is being built by men and women that are going through Amity Foundation. One of the things I'm excited about is our Women and Children's Project. It allows women that are giving birth to children to spend 5 years, up to 5 years at our ranch, rather than going to prison. That project's very meaningful to me. I have a a half-brother who I was never afforded the opportunity to meet because he was taken away at birth from my mother while she was in prison. And I was also somebody that was torn away from my mother while she was incarcerated, and was able to reunite with her in my mid-20s when I came back to Amity. So those projects are really important to me.
The personal work people need to do to stay out. That's a big difference for that Amity takes the lead on in California, and the emotional work, the community building, the building back families and people learning how to be good family members, moms, dads, all of that is like a very critical part of Amity's mission.
Yeah, to my brothers and sisters behind the wall, I just want you to stay hopeful, keep feeling inspired, inspire others, stay on that positive path.
The folks that made that commitment in the 90s were another group of people that didn't have a chance of getting a date, going aboard. A lot of the lifers back then that led the way, and look how many folks we have coming home now, thousands of people. So just stay positive, do your personal work, and make a commitment to yourself and to your families. And we're going to be here for you both on the inside and when you come out as well too, and we're building that community for you.
For people that may not have an opportunity to come home, you're making a big difference, and I want to express my sincere gratitude to the men and women that are behind bars that are making a huge difference in creating that vision for people, that they can make a difference in their community when they're released, that they can make a difference in their family and the lives of their children, break cycles of incarceration, addiction, and all of these different issues that people face. And it's really amazing the work that a lot of the role models have demonstrated inside the prison.